There are those people who apparently mean well with you. Apparently, I know, I'll repeat, apparently mean well with you. Who give themselves to be spiritual and who give themselves to be on the enlightenment path. And, among the gurus, the enlightened gurus, among their devotees and their followers, there are raptors too and cause. People who, and especially if this is not a guru that is really mainly, how can I say, into worshipping the only true God, where there are prayers are being heard and worships and so on, because that is as things that the raptors cannot cope with. It is too much for them, because when you pray, you raise your vibration. When you worship, you let your light shine brighter in your heart open, and your light shine brighter, and your love, it's all over the place. You open the heavens love and light gates on this planet through your body. So where there are 3 or 2 in the name of the Most High and calling upon his or her name or its name, there is pure light and love and high vibration. That is something that the raptors is totally no go to the raptors. So those gurus who are just, let's take an example. A guru, a person like a soul like Ramana Maharshi. His journey and his teachings was never really about worshipping and about whatever. It was done only about finding the self within the self and realizing the self, the unity of the self with the ultimate one, the divine one, God, creator. So this leaves room for raptors to flourish and either observe you or spread their own propaganda. Study you, observe you, and spread their propaganda. There are today people who are claiming, who are putting out their videos about Ramana Maharshi and his teachings. Today we have AI, artificial intelligence, AI, who can probably do anything. Create a video about Ramana Maharshi, his face and his gesture, and apparently his teachings. Ramana Maharshi died by the time that even the digital camera was not even invented. So his teachings really, his original teachings, where you got him on a camera, or his real writings, original, not the one that has been copied and being achieved and override and bearbeitet, what is it called? Bearbeitet, restructured and reframed a little bit to fit the new modern you and you and you and you. There is a lot of those things online out there in the new age spirituality, and those, because most of the new age, they also tend to be more lean towards Hinduism more, either more Hinduism, basically the Indian way of in India, the Hindus and the Buddhists, the Buddhismus, they can worship together and no problem. Each does his own thing, but still they can worship together. So you can find Hindus and the Buddhists among Ramana Maharshi's followers and the Christians too. All those who have been shaped by those religions and still have built their foundations on those buildings, and that is their values today. And though they mean well, they say this was a great teacher, that was a great sage, Ramana Maharshi. We need to somehow bring his work out there. His work has been changed, just like the work of Jesus has been changed in the Bible today. Most of Jesus' teachings in the whole, what you call the Holy Bible today, is not the original. There are words that have been taken, twisted, and added to fit the propaganda of the ruler of this world, dark forces. And they did the same, and they're doing the same with the teachings of Ramana Maharshi. I said Ramana Maharshi is on my team, on my spirit team, that the entity, because he's no more a soul. That spark that was in that body that you call Ramana Maharshi is no more a soul. It has melded back with itself, with the bigger higher itself, and the bigger higher itself melded back is in union with the source, but still present everywhere, still today. So I have this entity on my team now and then, not constantly, but now and then. And I was watching a video about Ramana Maharshi that was made with AI. And I consulted with Ramana Maharshi. Maharshi said, I never said that. We never said that. Never. That was not our teachings. And that is where I have my information, that his teachings was so much, it is being trying to so much being manipulated, being turned around to fit the propaganda of like I said, of those dark rulers who are running this world, who wants you to remain in the dark, who doesn't want you to wake up to your true self. It was about that he said that you and the soul doesn't even exist. You don't exist, the soul doesn't exist. There's only this one that exists. That's it. So you are just a fraud, basically. This is what they're trying to put it out there. You are a fraud because you're not. You claim to be existing. You claim to be a soul. Came here to heal karma. Came here to learn lessons. Came here. There is nothing like that. This is what apparently Maharshi said. I don't believe in karma too. I also don't believe in learning lessons too. So, but what was meant with that, I don't know now the whole original story where it came from, but what I get from him directly is that you, as a fragmented soul, oh yeah, they said that there is nothing like a fragmented soul from the self, from the source. This is where they got it wrong. This is where they are trying to confuse you. So if you're not a fragmented soul, and if you don't exist, what are you? The one who's sitting here now and talking, what are you? This is where the most confusion comes in, and this is, you hear a lot apparently from those who have gained in the enlightenment, and they're teaching other people there. That's why I said that these are just scam people who just are not really self-realized, who just read it somewhere, probably listened to one of the gurus who have many followers, and then they just take it as their own and just start touching it, teaching it without. They cannot even explain to you why they're saying that you don't exist. There's no fragmented soul. They cannot explain to you because they got it from somewhere else. What Ramana meant there, also he didn't use those phrases, but to dissect it a little bit, is that you, in the first place, the experiences, he was trying to refer to you as you being a sun ray, a spark of the divine who never really left the source, and being really cut off the source to experience your own journey. You have been sent out or you have been released, for that matter, to go experience on behalf of the source, but still hooked and connected to the source, which the raptors cannot say that of themselves, because they don't have that connection. They are still not hooked to the divine. So the moment when your amnesia goes and lifts, you realize, oh my goodness, I'm still with the source, just experiencing a fragment part of myself, but still you realize where you come from, who you are, and with who is sustaining your life. But the raptors cannot say of themselves, because they need you to sustain their lives for your energy. Who is giving you energy? Where do you have your energy from to sustain, to live on your own without being a parasite, living on and feeding on other people's emotions and feeling and energy? You are hooked to the source all the time. All this reincarnation coming and coming back and coming and going back and forth, and life in between, and after you've left your body, you are still hooked to the source all the time, and you will always be at such. So his main point was there to point your divinity, to point out your divinity, and for you to realize that you are not separate from the source. You are it. You are not something or someone individual. You are not an individual. You are a tool of the source, being the divine spark of the source, sent out by the source to experience life, for the source to experience life through you. But today it is being put as if you don't exist. Point. You don't exist. What exists if you as a soul don't exist? And what do you want to call you? What do you want to call you? What do you want to call that? What do you want to call that? These are all expression of the one, the source, through its fragments that you call souls. This was Ramana teachings. Today it is being trying to be twisted and turned around and changed. Be careful, not everything of Ramana Maharshi out there is really from Ramana Maharshi.